Welcome to Milking the Franchise, the Cash Cow Chronicles, where me and Chris watch movies.
Sorry, mine
Chris,
was a little spooky there. I didn't mean for it to be.
this late.
We're not in spooky season. I got to save those spook-em-ups for October.
8 more months, 9 more months.
Yeah, I'll put a pin in that.
Put a pin in it. Chris, how are you?
Tanner, I'm good. It's good to hear from you. It's been over a month since we have sat down to do one of these.
I know, and I got to tell you, my hands were up in the air. I was dancing out of my chair.
No.
I was. You should have seen me. My cat was worried about me.
I bet. I wish I had seen you. This sounds like quite a show.
Well, you can hack into my security camera if you want and take a peek. Yeah.
Great. Little peekaroo. Happy 2024, Tanner. Happy 2024 to the Discord bot named Craig that records our episodes.
Thanks, Craig.
And everyone here at Milking the Franchise, all two of you.
All two of us and our AI friend here that records.
That's right.
And shout out to, happy 2024 to Reddit. If there's anyone on Reddit, our friend from the Wolfman episode. Hello.
Hello.
Chris, what is new in your life?
Man, Tanner. I don't know. Back at work. I had a lovely holiday with my parents. The big news is my brother had a baby. So for the first time, I am an uncle and my parents are grandparents. So that's the biggest news in my world.
Being an uncle is great. Yeah, it's like, not quite as, rewarding as being the parent, I guess, but you don't have any of the responsibility and you get to be the cool uncle who brings like the best gifts and stuff like that,
It's definitely going to be me. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll
get this kid like a box set of all the Highlander movies for her second birthday. What do you think?
You monster. Just get her the first one. That's all you
Just
need.
The first one. Okay.
Yeah.
What's new with you, Tanner?
Well, not much. I put on a little holiday weight this year.
Proud of you.
Yeah. And thinking about making a New Year's resolution next year to lose it. So we'll see. We'll catch you up in a year on that.
So just to clarify, you made your New Year's resolution this year was to make a New Year's resolution next year.
That's right.
Okay.
Well,
great.
I discovered it. I hadn't weighed myself until after the New Year, and then, now I can't start it now because the New Year's
that would be
started.
ridiculous.
That'd be insane, and I must adhere to this, the New Year's resolution practice or standards, whatever I'm trying to say.
The standards and practices. I mean, it's very clear how you're supposed to do a New Year's resolution. So good for you for sticking to the rules of New Year's resolution.
Thank you. I'm very proud of my resolutions. But speaking of this, I took an old man fall the other day in a parking lot. This is what's new with me is I took a tumble. And it wasn't bad. You fall a lot just throughout life. And when you're younger, you get up and you're fine. Scraped my hand a little bit, but I felt fine. It was a little like, maybe my ankle, because my ankle just kind of buckled and I fell over. Wasn't a big deal. But then the next day, there's a little patch right below my kneecap that is completely numb. And I don't have any pain surrounding it, but it's just like a little patch of skin that's numb. Is that weird?
That seems weird. Have you
strange?
seen a doctor or anything, or are we just airing
Hell no.
out your... Okay,
I'm not going to the doctor for that.
So instead of going to WebMD,
do you know what
throwing this out on our podcast? So listeners, if you know what Tanner's numb knee is up to, let us know.
Numb knee.
Numb knee.
Yeah, it's just strange, I thought.
Yeah.
And I think it's starting to come back, actually. It's been a few days now. But yeah, just a strange occurrence. And I felt old. It was the point of it,
Yes. I
Like
definitely.
I don't just fall and get back up anymore. I have numbness in my knees.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's a real sign that you're getting old is you have like medical ailments that you can't quite explain. Like, I don't know what's
Yeah.
wrong in there, but it's not right.
You just have this now. Yeah,
It's just part of your day now, forever.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Anyway, that's what's new with me. Some numbness. Numbney.
Numbney.
Tanner Numbney.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the podcast where we watch every movie in a franchise. We make surveys surrounding it. We get people involved. We took a little season break.
We also read all the books.
Oh yeah,
and just all the other stuff that comes along.
Play
with
video games.
Yeah, board games, whatever we can get our little grubby little paws on.
All the IP that has been milked, which we call the milk.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear us talking about the milk, that's what we're referring to. Yeah. So, Chris, where are we? We're in between seasons, aren't we?
Yeah, it was just kind of a little tweener ep. We wanted to wrap up a couple things from our first season of the show. We made it through, like 8 franchises? How many did we end up watching?
Something like that. Yeah.
7 franchises last year. And we're kind of gearing up to get started again next week with a brand new batch of shows. But we wanted to wrap a couple things up from last season, and also just kind of get the year started with a little bit of a looser ep, and kind of steer things in the right direction for the new season.
We're reconnecting. We're what do they call it when you're redoing your vows?
I think that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're reconnecting here, getting back in the franchise mode.
That's right.
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about Wonka, which we had watched at the end of last month, and go over those results and finish up the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory franchise.
Yeah.
Iverse, and then we're gonna kind of talk about overall season franchises and what we liked, what we didn't like. And
bunch of our favorite moments from the first episode or the first season of this show. And
little recap, and then tease what we're gonna do for next year. So, do you want to get into that, Chris?
That part's a little bit of a pre-cap. This is a little recap, pre-cap episode. Yeah.
What's a post-cap then?
You have to pay extra for that.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson can tell you all about it. Anyway,
I thought that was a nightcap.
Okay. I'm getting my words all jumbled. You'll have to forgive me.
You're getting your caps. Yeah, you're getting your caps in a.
I'm getting my caps slipped.
Get your caps in a row. Come on.
So on the heels of that incredibly tasteless joke, let's go ahead and segue into one of the most beloved children's characters of all time.
What a segue. I also want to shout out the new logo you'll be seeing here, which was made by our friend here, Chris.
Yeah.
We got a little cow logo now, so you don't have to look at that same picture of Indiana Jones with a cow head on it that I put on everything. So we'll get into more of what's coming up next, but let's finish up last season with Wonka. We didn't feel it would be right to start a new season starting with the Wonka results. So we're gonna do that now.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. Favorite song from Wonka? We've got a tie between the Oompa Loompa song and Pure Imagination, sung by Timothée Chalamet. I'm gonna have to fight you on that one.
Yeah.
Just that version of it, it's not my favorite.
That's fair. I just loved that they brought one of the songs along to this new movie, and I honestly got a little bit teary-eyed when that one started up because it was like I just thought it was really nice.
Wow.
Sorry
that
you're heart is cold and dead. But
well, now that you
tell me why you
sweeten it
like the
up,
Oompa Loompa song.
now that you sweetened it up with a little sugary chocolate
Mm-hmm.
sweetness. Oh, I just I don't know. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
just like that song the best. I think the problem that we're having here is the music maybe didn't stick with us as much. The new songs.
I think that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna do Scrub Scrub. But yeah. Anyway. Favorite
That was a
new
nice
one.
song too. I did like that one.
Yeah, all the
And
songs were good.
that has stuck with me. That one has stuck with me. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're in the shower, you're just like singing Scrub Scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well,
All
I'm
day.
notoriously have a dirty body, so it's a lot of work in the shower.
Oh.
Sorry, that was a joke and you didn't laugh, but other
Chris
people
Dirty...
might hear this. So I need to clarify.
I laughed very hard. Wait, did that not come through? I love that.
All right, we got it now.
All right, favorite new Wonka chocolate. We got a tie between the Night Out, which was the one that progressively got you drunk until it made you pass out.
Yep.
It was one of my favorite moments. And then you like the 15-year-old chocolate bar from your mom.
And I forgot that we put that in the survey until I took it earlier today, and it made me laugh out loud. So that one got my vote. But I will say, overall, the chocolate creativity was a little bit down in this movie from the other two movies. Would you agree? Tanner?
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Just like in the first movie, like they had all this crazy Roald Dahl stuff. And then in this one, it's like hover chocolates that just make you float.
Other ones, not so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the Roald Dahl stuff was kind of... Yeah. Favorite side character here? We got tied between Bleacher and Miss Scrubbit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I voted for Scrubbit, I think, but I very easily could have voted for Bleacher. Those two characters were my favorite part of that movie, I think.
I'm glad they both got the votes. Honestly, yeah, I almost voted for her. So,
yeah.
Favorite running gag in this movie was the police chief getting fatter and fatter, and then getting larger chocolate bribes to the point where they get a massive chocolate bar put onto the top of his car.
Yeah.
As a bribe.
Great sight gag. Yeah. Keegan-Michael Key too.
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key. So let's see. Miss Scrubbit and Bleacher charge Wonka and the hotel patrons fees for insane things like walking up the stairs, walking down the stairs, using soap. What other everyday things should they charge for at Scrubbits? I've got taking a wee and going do.
Going do. Mm-hmm. I can hear a Wonka song about going do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to sing it for me.
It happens to me and it happens to you. Sometimes
I'm taking a wee. Oh.
Taking a wee and going do. How'd we do? Did we nail it? I think we nailed it.
We do. And then we got pillow dentage fee, drapes readjusting fee, and snoring fine per decibel.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That dentage fee, it'll get you.
Dentage fee. Wonka makes his chocolate from milk giraffe. Or milk giraffe. What am I saying? From giraffe milk. What animal milk would make the worst chocolate? Platypus. We got two platypus.
We both put platypus.
And then spider, rhino, and your mom. She's quite the animal.
You lobbed that one over the plate. I had to put that there.
She's quite the animal. Absolutely.
What animal would make the worst chocolate? Your mom.
The three chocolatiers were named Slugworth, Prodnose, and Ficklegruber. Make a new evil chocolatier. I got Chumdugger and Probutt.
Ooh, both great. I like Chumdugger a little better, I think.
And Cocoa Goblin. That sounds scary.
It does a little bit.
And then Ray Wonka, we got a 5 and a 4 out of 5. So
great.
Good movie.
Yep. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, surprisingly good. It was set up for disaster just by the trailer, I think. Or just, the thought of it sounds bad, but
it seemed
like
it seemed very unnecessary when it was announced and when it was like coming a little closer. But actually watching it was very delightful. It was very well put together.
I mean, that's the
Very
Paddington stamp of quality on there, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I put a Paddington joke on here for you a little bit later. We'll come across it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Favorite Wonka movie? 100% Willy. This is the franchise as a whole. Now we're moving into 100% for the first one, the original Willy Wonka in the Chocolate.
Gene Wilder, man, he can't be beat.
Least favorite, 100% Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Yeah,
with Johnny Depp.
Jean Depp. Mm-hmm. Best Wonka music. A tie between the new one and the old one. There we go. Nice.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just love like the original Pure Imagination song, so good. Yeah, I love it. Favorite Willy Wonka actor? We got Gene Wilder.
No contest on that one.
No contest.
Yeah.
Favorite Oompa Loompa? We both said Hugh Grant. Somehow it worked. I don't know.
Sorry, Deep Roy.
Yeah, Deep Roy wasn't good. The original ones are they're kind of just there, you know.
Yeah.
They don't really have specific personalities, but the Hugh Grant one was pretty funny. Favorite non-movie related IP from this? 100% of my trip to IHOP. Yes.
I was so happy that happened. Not only once, but twice. You ordered multiple things from IHOP's Wonka menu just for our listening entertainment, and it brought me so much joy.
We're gonna continue to watch new movies. Hopefully there's some more like tie-ins like that that come out. So I'm looking forward to the Ghostbusters Wendy's menu that's coming out.
Oh no. I'm just imagining the colors of that food. It's good.
What's a better one? There's probably a better Ghostbusters one. Wendy's isn't real.
It's not real. I thought
No. I was trying to think of the worst restaurant to be paired with a Ghostbusters tie-in.
Oh gosh.
We'll probably find out in 2 months.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back to that.
Let's see. And then what would you like to see happen with this franchise? I said the Roald Dahl cinematic universe. We get the Giant Peach. You get Willy Wonka. You get
Matilda.
Matilda in there. Big fucking giant.
I read that book over break, by the way. I told you I was going to read another Roald Dahl, and I did, and it was also quite fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I read that as a kid.
Yeah.
We're not going to watch the movie, though. It's not good.
I can't imagine that they made that book into a movie.
It's a Spielberg.
Really?
Yeah. 2012 or something. So.
Okay.
And then you said a direct sequel to Wonka. I'm sure it's in the works because since we talked, we talked about it opening weekend. And so far that movie has made $533 million worldwide.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's a massive hit. 187 domestic. So yeah, last week, checked up on it. It was at like 40 million, I think, opening weekend, and then it's a huge hit. So
it's crushing. Well, that's great. More work from the Paddington team. Give me more.
Give me more. Well, they're busy. They're hard at work at Paddington in Peru to finish off the trilogy. Yeah. So that's Wonka. Anything else you want to say about that?
That's all I got.
Yeah.
It was a fun franchise. I didn't think I was going to enjoy all three of those movies as much as I did.
Yeah, 2 and
3 especially. I've seen the first one enough times, but 2 and 3, I was pleasantly surprised by both of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good show. Well, let's get into the season 1 recap. We watched, you said 7 franchises. Looks like. And Chris, we're going to go through and just kind of talk about our favorite movies, our least favorite movies. Maybe see if what we remember from some of these movies. Yeah, do you want to get started on that?
Yeah, let's jump in. I'm curious to dig back into this stuff with you.
Okay, so I was just kind of wondering. We got a survey here. It's a very light, just thing here, but overall favorite franchise. You liked RoboCop, it looks like, and
I
I liked
did.
Highlander.
Great. I would love to
Yes.
hear why Highlander was your favorite.
Well, okay, I'm glad you asked because it kind of let's go down a little bit more here.
Okay.
Well, if you want to talk about RoboCop, tell me why you like RoboCop the most. Let's do that.
Let's see. The first one is such a badass movie. Just such a badass movie. There's a jetpack in one of them. I loved the milk that we got. You got video games. I got a couple graphic novels out of that one. I just felt like it fit the format of this show really well, and it was just really fun to watch each movie each week and kind of talk about it. So, I don't know. I had 5 movies, and I enjoyed watching each one of them. So I cannot say the same thing about Highlander, which is why I asked you why it was your favorite.
Yeah. So Highlander is funny. So we're gonna look at our top 5 and our least top or bottom 5 movies that we watched.
Okay.
So my top 5 are Highlander, Jaws, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, RoboCop, and what did I say? Jaws 3D. Is that 5?
Yep. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh, and Willy Wonka.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are my top 5. What do you got?
Let's see. I had also Jaws 3D. And
I can't believe that we both said Jaws 3D.
Oh, it's so funny to me. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I really enjoyed that one. RoboCop. Trying to figure out what's left from this. I thought I voted for Jaws, but maybe I didn't. Raiders of the Lost Ark and the new Wonka.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you said new Wonka.
I guess I did. I said on the other survey that I liked the original, the Gene Wilder, better, but I voted for the new Wonka on here. Maybe it was just the experience of going to the theater and seeing that one that put it over the top for me. But yeah,
nice.
So some agreement there. We both enjoyed RoboCop and Jaws 3D. Those are the two movies.
The 2 best movies of the year.
Amazing.
So let's see my least favorite, the 5 least favorite movies. Because part of this is that these franchises get milked so much that they end up pumping out some stinkers here. So, looks like we agreed on a lot of this.
Yeah. 4 consensus movies.
4 out of the 5 we picked. Yeah. So those were Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Highlander Endgame, Highlander The Source, and The Wolfman. The Benicio del Toro remake. And then I said for my 5th one, RoboCop remake, and you said Jaws 2.
And I said Jaws 2, yeah.
Why Jaws 2 and not Jaws Revenge?
Jaws Revenge is so bad and so stupid, but it was like so silly and fun with all the like Caribbean shark attacks and the ridiculous.
It was
the episode was really fun to talk about. I think I just thought Jaws 2 still has Roy Schneider, and it still takes place in Amity, and it just didn't add. It's a nothing burger. It didn't add anything to Jaws. It just did it again way worse in every conceivable way. And it wasn't fun. The other 2 Jaws movies, 3D and The Revenge, are both so insane and manic and ridiculous. And Jaws 2 is just there. It's just also there. Yeah.
I considered Jaws 2 actually over RoboCop.
Okay.
So we almost had exactly the same picks, but
that would have been incredible. Tell me about the RoboCop remake. Is the one that you voted for? Why is that one on your list?
Yeah, it just sucked. I didn't like the direction they went in. I didn't like the news thing that they had. That like fake news show that they were doing.
Yeah, the Samuel L. Jackson thing.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. It just overall, I didn't like the direction they took it. And took away from one of my favorite franchises. So,
yeah,
and the other ones, like, I think were fun. Like the other bad movies, I'll always know what you did last summer is obviously a horrible movie, but like it was really fun to talk about. You know, we had a
yes,
great time making the episode, so that factored into all my decisions as well.
yeah. That was a good bad movie, right?
Yeah,
How they always talk about it on those bad movie podcasts.
Yeah.
It's just a fun watch. Yeah.
And so okay, my overall favorite franchise I said was Highlander, and if you notice, I had 2 Highlander movies in my least favorite.
We both had 2. Yeah.
But it's still my favorite franchise. So that's testament to how much I loved the first movie. And honestly, the first two sequels were super fun as well. And I still think that I still think it has the most potential out of all these franchises to keep going. Like I don't know. All these other ones, I'm kind of like, why? I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need any of these. Maybe RoboCop, but I think Highlander still has potential for reboots and new stuff all the time.
Okay.
So that's why I picked it as my favorite franchise. And the music has stuck with me. You know, I've listened to the soundtrack. Those Queen songs are great. The themes resonate with me. I loved that first movie so much. Yeah. So that's that.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah. So let's see. Top 5 favorite shitty Photoshop cow episode art. That's
and before Tanner goes into this, shouts out to you, Tanner, because Tanner every week puts a cow head over some piece of movie memorabilia from these movies that we watch to include on the surveys. So thank you for that work, Tanner. They are insane and ridiculous. If you haven't done the survey, go take a peek. It's fun having them in one place.
It's not actually on this. It's not on the surveys. It's only on like the episode art on your podcast listen or
there we go
app or whatever. Yeah. So you'll see it right there in the app. Every episode has a new picture. Usually it's the poster for the movie or some variation, a scene from the movie with the cow, with our little branded cow's face. Which now, Chris, am I going to have to use your cow's face on all these? Or should I stick with the original cow?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I did a little watercolor painting for our new logo. We're calling him Munch because I wrote the word Munch next to his mouth because he's eating. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Should Munch go in these from now on, or do we want to keep with this version of the black and white cow?
Well, we'll table that.
Okay.
Well, I'll make some shitty art and let you and see.
We'll compare them side to side, and we'll make a decision on that.
But yeah, if you want to see these, we're gonna talk about our favorite ones here now. Just look at the episode on Spotify or whatever you're doing. Looks like we got 2 votes each for Highlander Endgame and RoboCop 3. So that's the one I put the cat's head on the jetpack RoboCop.
Of course.
And then the dueling Highlanders, the double Highlander. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I really like. I'm partial to. It's hard to see these right now, but the Wolfman 2010, is very sexy. You remember that one?
I do remember. It's a sexy wolf cow.
Yeah, very sexy wolf cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I like doing it. I think it's very silly and stupid. It makes me laugh. Also, the Jaws, the original Jaws, which is
all of your Jaws work, because then Jaws 2 is just the cow head twice, and then yeah, I like that series a bunch. They all they go together like a series of art pieces. You need to hang them in a museum.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so that's that question. Check those out if you like silliness, I would say. So then we're gonna talk about some other random things. Worst character replacement, in all these franchises. The worst one was 100% Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Some other choices were old Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. Jaws 2, Jaws 3, and Jaws 4 as Jaws the Shark. Let's see. I don't even know. John Robert Burke is RoboCop 3, but Johnny Depp wins on that one.
He was my least favorite part of that reboot of that movie. I do want to shout out also, because we haven't talked about I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and I Know What You Did Last Summer, however you title those. But I really enjoyed those. I almost voted that as my favorite franchise from this year.
Really?
Kind of, yeah, really. Because I really enjoyed reading the book and comparing it to the movie. And of all the movies we've watched this year, it feels like the one with the least. Like they took the least from the original movie. They like someone just said, "Make me another one of these movies," and they did that twice. And they are so bonkers and like, I don't know. They were just so fun and light and fluffy, and I don't know. It was fun talking about those ones with you too. So I don't know, that one. Special shout out to that franchise too, because I know we haven't talked about it as much as RoboCop and Highlander. Yeah,
absolutely. So I noticed you voted for I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
I did vote for that one.
Why that one over the first one?
I think because I don't know.
The big Brandy.
I did this quickly. Maybe if I had thought about it more, I would have voted for the first one. But I just, Brandy, and it's like a nice mix of the teen heartthrob of the first I Know What You Did movie and the just terrible, shitty, low budget of the third movie. It's like right in that sweet spot in the middle. You still
There's
have
also the karaoke scene.
Yes, and Jack Black, everything he did in that movie was really like ridiculous. So,
and that guy's name is like Ben's son, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
the twist. The guy's name was Ben's son, so he's Ben's son. Yeah, what a bad dumb twist. What a dumb bad twist.
Really funny. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Then we got scariest PG rated movie. A tie between Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Jaws. Jaws is rated PG.
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a different time.
Different time.
I don't think there's.
Thank goodness we added that PG-13 rating, because everything in the world seems just so much better right now. The world is just perfect right now.
Yeah, we're really
thanks
shielding.
PG-13.
We're shielding the children from seeing anything fucked up.
Exactly.
Maybe that was the downfall of our society, was adding the PG-13.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite funny moment from the podcast from this year? Chris, do you want to talk about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I voted for your IHOP experiences. I just thought that was such a funny way for us to like engage with these franchises, is what a cash in, you know? And it was fun seeing pictures of you, because you sent me a couple photos when you were out doing it. And I don't know. It was my favorite part, I think. How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to, I mean, that was super fun. I enjoyed doing it. And I think we got to look into that more as far as like IP milking. Like
definitely.
The food tie-ins and like the candy tie-ins and that kind of stuff.
McDonald's toys. Yeah, like all that stuff.
Yes. My favorite part was the Cindy Sandy realization.
Jaws 3. Yeah.
The Jaws 3. When you told me that those dolphins were like, what were they? They were just actual dolphins from SeaWorld, right?
From SeaWorld, named Cindy and Sandy, and they name dropped their names a bunch of times and kind of made them the heroes of Jaws 3.
Yeah.
Like they save the day at the end and they jump into a sunset and it freeze frames and then it goes to credits. Cindy and Sandy.
So good, yeah. Some of my other favorite moments were riffing on the I Still Always Will Know What You Did 5 summers ago titling.
Without a doubt.
And how the title makes no sense. And then watching 2 separate versions of Highlander 2, that was a great reveal.
Highlander 2, yep.
Where we each watched like a different version. And then when you had the insight that maybe Johnny Depp had possibly based his performance on Michael Jackson. I think it's true. I'm going to believe it's true.
It seems true.
It seems true.
I don't have Johnny Depp's phone number, but based on his Jack
Do you
Sparrow,
want it?
do you have it? Can you just read it out loud to me here on this?
Work right now.
Public podcasts. Yeah.
He is in need of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know if you got any other good memories that you can think of, funny moments.
There's one other one that I highlighted in your favorite milk, which I know is a question coming up. Yeah, man.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it in a sec.
Yeah.
What's your favorite milk? The Universal Theme Park video game. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did not. That is something that comes to me at least once a week. And I'm like, man, what a shitty thing that they made. What a cash grab that game is.
Oh, my God. Yeah. This was, I guess, exactly what it is. Yeah. I played it because of Jaws, I think, right? And it's just you walking around the Universal theme park, and there's different rides that are each about. It's like a couple mini games. There's like 5 mini games, and it's one of the worst games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah. And just the fact that exists, the whole time you were explaining that to me, I was just sitting here laughing in wonder that the balls on Universal to put out a video game like that.
Ugh, yeah. Cash. That's a cash grab for sure. And then you like Jaws the book. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed a bunch of the books that I read last year. I probably could have picked Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or the I Know What You Did Last Summer one. Jaws was fun just because I've seen the movie Jaws probably like 7 times. Like, you know, it's like on TV all the time and it's come up a bunch of times. And to read the book and kind of see how different the book and the movie were was fun for me.
Awesome.
Yeah. You know, the Willy Wonka book follows the movie much more closely and vice versa. And this one was a very different story. So
yeah.
Great.
My favorite milk was the IHOP, of course.
Obviously.
IHOP experience, and then which we've talked a lot about, and then the RoboCop versus Terminator comic. I wrote and game, but the game was kind of just a side scroller shooter. It was good, but that comic by it was Frank Miller, right? Yeah. Just so good. I think that could be the coolest mashup ever if they make that into a limited series or movie or something like that.
Would love that. Would love it. And I feel like Terminator's been looking for something cool to do for 7 movies now too. So
it needs help. It needs a lot of help. Yeah. They can't keep CGI-ing young Arnold Schwarzenegger into their movies.
But they're going to try. They're going to try. You know, we're getting like 6 more of those dumb things, even after he's dead. Yeah.
And then the last question here we got: have any of these franchises been milked to the point of no return? Why or why not? So you got you got more than me here. Yes. So you think these franchises have been milked to the point of no return? Indiana Jones, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Jaws.
Yes.
And I also said Jaws. That's all I said. Because, you know, there's just nothing left to do with that name. I feel like you can make more shark movies, but you don't need to ever call it Jaws. There's nothing to, there's nothing to sink your teeth into. I don't know. Why do you say? Because I know there's going to be another I Know What You Did Last Summer or Indiana Jones at some point, right?
I agree. There will be.
Yeah.
It just really felt like by the end of those ones, and I say this actually having really liked the last Indiana Jones movie. I think that one's on this list just because Harrison Ford's too old, and I don't want CGI Harrison Ford. And but I really did enjoy the newest movie. Jaws, yeah. Like, what else are you going to do with a shark? Like,
yeah.
They were clearly out of ideas in movie 2, and they had to enlist SeaWorld for movie 3 and go to the Caribbean for 4. Like, what else is left to do with a big shark?
Yeah, I mean, you can make another shark movie maybe that's like a good watch, but there's no reason to call it Jaws.
Jason Statham ones, the Meg, right? Like, even bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Jaws is, I don't know. Maybe prove me wrong. Make a great Jaws movie, but it feels like that one's done.
Yeah. There's nothing special about the Jaws, like calling it Jaws. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing.
Yes.
I mean, it's a good title, I guess, but
it is a good title. And we'll probably see a remake of that at some point here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then the other one is I Know What You Did Last Summer, and that one I think is only on here. And like I said, I loved watching that movie franchise with you, but it just felt like the storytelling was getting so strained, even by the second movie, to like make it the same group of kids hunted by the same killer, the same anniversary of the death, and like all that shit just got so confusing. It just feels like adding another movie onto that rickety like foundation for a story is a problem to me.
I think they really righted the ship though with I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer.
You think they did?
Yeah, what was the thing in that one? It's like anyone. What's that?
The fisherman became an immortal, like a demon. Yeah, great.
And it's like if anyone like doesn't admit to killing somebody,
yeah, that's what it was. That he's just going to show up in your town. Yeah,
on the 4th of July. On the 4th of July. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Like what a treat that movie was. But anyway, those three feel like they're kind of tapped out to me unless they got like a really incredible creative team or something crazy. I think they can make more RoboCop movies. I think I love the last Wonka movie. I think they can do that again. And then I also said that yes, these are tapped out unless the Paddington Bear team takes over. There's your Paddington joke. So Highlander, Wolfman, and Wonka. I want them to make a new one of each one of those for me, please.
You want a Highlander from the makers of Paddington?
Hell yes. Don't you want that?
Oh, what's it going to be rated PG?
No, keep it rated R. But
hey, you know what? Paddington is immortal, right? I mean, he's a stuffed teddy bear. Maybe he's a Highlander.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
Mm-hmm. Paddington, the Quickening. Paddington 2, the Quickening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on these things, Tanner? I know you said Jaws is kind of tapped out, but any thoughts on the rest of these?
I mean, I think Highlander could definitely keep going, and it sounds like it is being rebooted. I think that's the most potential for reboots. Yeah. So you can, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot to do there. It's an immortal. It's has some awesome, as long as I can capture that rock and roll feeling of the first one, you know?
Yeah.
Again, but, yeah. Wolfman. Yeah. I mean, I guess just werewolf movies in general. Why not? It'll keep going. And Wonka, I don't know. I mean, I guess so. It's gonna be milked for sure.
Yeah.
I think in 10 years we'll have at least 2 more sequels. In the Wonka verse, maybe a TV show. Who knows?
You think they're gonna do like a Chalamet trilogy or something?
I mean, it would make so much money. They're gonna do something with it, right?
It seems like it. Yeah.
Maybe they'll do like a prequel, like a Slugworth, and make Slugworth a good guy or something like that, or show how he became a bad guy.
I still want to spend more time on that Oompa Loompa island that they showed.
Oh, there
Whatever
you go.
It takes to go back there. I want more Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa on that island. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that could work in an Oompa 10-part miniseries.
Or what, like Loompa Land would work, or just like a gritty origin story, and it's just called Oompa.
Oh, yeah. Or Bleacher, make a Bleacher movie.
Great, I'd watch it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well,
There's got to be something though. Yeah, maybe a Universal theme park movie. That could be good.
A movie based on the video game that's based on the theme park.
Yeah.
Great.
You get thrown into a digital version of the theme park.
Yes.
It's like Tron, but in that game.
Yeah. I can only imagine that.
I
think we're at the bottom of the survey, yeah?
Oh, we're at the bottom for sure.
I
Chris,
just want to say thank you for a year of watching some of the best movies ever made, with Jaws and Indiana Jones and Willy Wonka, and then also some other movies.
Including one of the worst movies ever made, Probably the worst one is Highlander: The Source, right? It's got to be.
I
That
think
movie was absolutely miserable. Chris, do you remember anything about the Highlander: The Source movie?
I just remember that weird white man who was like haunting them, or maybe immortal. And then that showdown at the end that didn't make any sense. But all the connective tissue didn't really track with me in that movie. It was so quickly put together. I don't know. Do you have any lasting thoughts from The Source? It's mostly that weird white guy with like white skin paint on.
They did that like fast motion fight scenes.
Oh, those two. Yeah, those were awful.
Very bad.
Yeah.
I'm just looking over some of these bad sequels that we didn't talk about. Jaws: The Revenge. What do you remember from that movie?
Jaws: Revenge. Oh, that one was with Mario Van Peebles in the Caribbean.
He was in that, yeah.
Michael Caine, who has given a bunch of interview answers about how he just did that movie for the money. And yeah, I don't know. That movie was kind of boring, but it had enough insane moments, like when that boat caught on fire and that woman died. And
was that movie?
I think that was in that movie.
Wait, maybe you're talking about
Jaws 3D.
Was that Jaws? Jaws 2 was the one where that girl was in the boat and like she shot a flare and exploded.
Yeah, you're right. That was the only part of Jaws 2 that I liked.
I forgot about that. That scene was amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes of the year, actually.
Yeah. But Jaws: Revenge, I thought it was fun. It was clearly,
one of
Jaws, the last grasps of this franchise. You know what I mean? They were like trying something.
It follows the family to the Bahamas to attack the family of Roy Scheider. What about, let's talk about the Wolfman, the original Wolfman. Anything you remember about that one?
Yeah. That was a fun
1941,
movie. Yeah. Like was that the only black and white movie we watched this year?
Gotta be. Yes.
Gotta be, right? Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was fun. I think it's just like modern sensibilities haven't perfectly kept up with it. But overall, like the acting was really good, and I thought it did a much better job of telling the Wolfman story than the sequel. And I like the actor better than Benicio del Toro, who was playing the Wolfman. Even though Benicio del Toro was fine. What did you think on that one?
Yeah, Lon Chaney was good. I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. I'm just kind of seeing like what we remember from any of these. I'm actually surprised we remembered anything about The Source. So it's kind of fun to go back and see what we remember. But I think that's gonna do it for season 1. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't have anything else from season 1. Yeah, thrilled we got to watch these movies and kind of chat about them. And I'm excited to see what's coming up this year too. I feel like we did a pretty good job of getting a nice eclectic like cross section of movies last season.
Yeah,
and I hope we do the same this season too.
Yeah, we gotta keep that up. Our wheelhouse is kind of like the Highlander, RoboCop era, and we're kind of starting there again for next year, or next season, because we're gonna start with the first movie in the Riddick franchise next.
That's
week.
Right. It's Vin time, baby.
It's Vin time. Pitch Black. I've seen bits and pieces of these movies, but I don't think I've ever watched them all.
And I have literally no idea what Pitch Black is about. This whole Riddick Pitch Black thing could be space for me, or it could be zombies. It could be set in Alaska when it doesn't.
What about space zombies?
It could be that too. The possibilities are limitless here for what Riddick is.
Hell yeah.
To me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that, and then I think we're gonna do Ghostbusters after that. Ooh, right?
Double reveal, Tanner. Double reveal. I love it.
I know. We've planned it already, so we might as well reveal it. Get the hype train going. Gonna go to Ghostbusters.
The internet is gonna go crazy over this double reveal.
Gonna go to Dave and Ghostbusters and have the Ghostbusters.
There it is. He got there. Yep.
The Ghostbusters.
The ghosty days.
Poutine. Slimer poutine is what it is.
Or you can go to Taco Bell, and the Ghostbusters slime is what comes out of you after you eat the food. It's a great product tie-in.
Jack in the Box is going to have the Muncher meal.
Ooh.
They got the Muncher meal. Yeah, so looking forward to the new tie-ins from the new Ghostbusters movie, and getting out there and eating some Ghostbusters candy or whatever the heck it is.
Can't wait.
And then maybe we'll do like a really sad drama or romance or something. I don't know. Like you're saying.
How many The Notebooks are there?
There's The Notebook and then just Notebook, which is a reboot. Yeah. Yeah. So stay tuned. And thanks for listening. Thanks for following along. We'll be back with Pitch Black next week.
And a ton of fun stuff coming up this season. So stay tuned to our little show.
All right. Anything else, Chris?
That's it.
All right. We'll see you next time. Moo.
Moo.